You mentioned Splatoon, and I don't know if I ever talked about it, but I remember hopping onto Splatoon 2 and being the only game I've ever played where I'm like, I might be like just literally too old for this. Not because of the tone, but because every single person was using tilt controls to aim.
Yeah.
And I was getting smoked, and I'm like, I just want to use my analog stick.
Well, because
like grandpa did.
Well, a lot of the times tilt is bad, but that's one of those games where it actually helps with the micro adjustment of your paint coverage, you know?
Dude, you want to know something that's like so crazy? So I used to in Splatoon 2, I used to be X rank, which is like the highest like rank on Splatoon.
Let's go.
And then, but I don't use tilt controls in Splatoon. I cannot do it.
So I'm just off.
Yeah, you're just suck. You just suck. I'm sorry. Skill issue.
Okay. So like I honestly though haven't touched it since the first one. So like how is 3 going? Is it like
Oh, it's rough. It's in a rough state, unfortunately. It's in a rough state, and that's why I haven't even bothered trying to grind out my rank. I think I'm like S right now, like I'm S rank, but that's it. I'm not fighting that. And then recently a new DLC came out called Side Order. So probably after this, I'm probably gonna finally play that.
Are they still doing like
Fests?
exactly like pick sides between like wars and concepts?
Yeah, they just had one last weekend that was Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, where your picks.
Between 3?
My God. Yeah, because there's
it's
Big
3
Man.
now. Because Big Man, superior.
I mean, Friday all day, because Friday Friday night you have the entirety of a full day ahead of you, and then the one after that, so you don't even have to worry about it.
Dude, Saturday
is for me. Yeah.
Saturday. Dude, I was having this conversation with Paige the other night where it was like 10 p.m. and she was going to bed because we do that now in this house. Wow. And she's like, are you staying up? I'm like, I am staying up because Saturday is the only day of the week that I can stay up as late as I want. Because I didn't stream and Sunday I don't do nothing, and I'm gonna do it. I'm an adult man, and I can stay up as late as I want.
Okay.
And I stayed up till 1 o'clock.
I might have to actually recuse myself from this conversation, because to me, for the majority of my life, Friday night into Saturday was church time. It was the Sabbath.
See, yeah, that was your Saturday.
That was Sabbath, and Saturdays were nothing but hymns and communions and worship, and then when the sun came down is when I was allowed to play games again. So
that makes
your
sense.
Friday night was our Saturday night.
Night, yeah.
Okay. Well, you see, because it started on Friday night. Technically, that's when it goes down. But it's all stupid. It's all stupid.
I didn't know you did like the sunrise shit.
It is literally.
I didn't know you did that either.
Yeah. So Seventh-day Adventist is what it's called, and it follows the Shabbat in the same way that it does it with Judaism, where like it's from the sundown until the sundown the next day. That's technically the 7th day when God rested. You know,
you could have played so many Super Nintendo games during that time.
Yeah, right? Instead we have to look at the sunset calendar and like whatever's on TV. You know, if it was like Family Matters, or it depends, because if it's early in the year, then like Gargoyles is coming on, and then you get to watch Gargoyles and then shut it down for the rest of the weekend.
You were able to watch Gargoyles on the Shabbat? Isn't that like a double show?
No. It's before the sun goes down. You see?
Okay.
So the whole point is like whatever time it is, if it's sunset is at 4 p.m., you get to watch 4 p.m. TV, and then like and then it's dark, and then you can't do anything until the Saturday night. But if it's sunset later, you get to go past the Disney afternoon, and you actually get towards like Family Matters and shit, you know.
So summer is a massive
huge,
thumbs up.
Huge.
Oh man.
But it also means the Saturday you're locked up for longer. You don't get your freedom until way late at night.
Oh.
It's skewed so much of who I am.
I Oh, that's so complicated as like a concept and a thing to remember too. You know what I mean? Like you're trying to figure out what like 2 + 2 is, but also trying to remember when you're allowed to watch TV and
Bro, the
consume
only
media.
the only like curfew style time thing that I ever dealt with for my entire childhood is, did the street lights kick on? You're too late.
Yeah.
Yep,
Okay.
that was me too. Yeah, that was absolutely me.
When
But now, like in my adult years, like Saturday is like pussy poppin' because like there's concerts and there's all a bunch of like cool stuff that I can do.
drop it low. Yeah, rave it
Yeah,
out.
dude. Yeah. Oh yeah.
It
Oh, yeah.
well
Absolutely.
well so I mean for me there was a point where it's like, okay, I actually have reclaimed my weekend and then I can exactly go out and do shit and have fun with my friends. But
Yeah.
like the entire time, every time you hear me say Saturday morning cartoons, I'm vaguely referencing a concept I have no attachment to.
Oh.
I am completely posing every time I say, "Oh yeah, it's like a Saturday morning cartoon."
Well, you could
I
catch
don't know
those
what a
on
fucking Saturday
syndication.
morning cartoon is. I wasn't allowed to watch them.
Yeah.
I'm just,
Damn.
I've
That's
through
so fucking
osmosis
crazy.
interpreted a
Yeah.
vibe, but yeah,
Oh my god. Wow.
it
This
sucks.
explains
A lot.
Everything.
This
A lot.
explains
Everything.
so damn much. Yeah.
And then
Everything.
the desire
Huh.
to get back all those lost weekends shapes what
Yeah.
the fuck I turn into. Anyway. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know who won the Splatfest in the end.
I actually don't know.
Okay.
Oh, I
think
gotta
it was
look this
Saturday.
up.
I think it was Saturday. I better be fucking
Somebody in
Saturday.
the chat will probably say it was Saturday.
It better be Saturday or I'm gonna rage. I'm gonna be so mad.
Who's the dweeb that's like, actually
It was Friday.
Sunday though?
It was Friday.
Hey, let's
Friday?
go. Let's go.
Oh,
Friday.
damn it.
Oh, you know why?
Friday
you know why?
night.
Because
Why?
Splatoon is children. And they were like, oh, I get off school early on Friday. Hooray. I could go play with my Xbox or whatever the fuck.
Who gets off early on a Friday during school? What kind of
I
schools
don't.
did you guys go
Well,
to?
when you skip your classes, then
Oh,
Friday.
Oh,
well, yeah.
Well,
fair.
yeah.
I
yeah.
wouldn't know.
Well,
I wouldn't know anything about that.
no, I wouldn't know anything about that. I'm just like a good little Catholic girl. I've never skipped school. I've never drank in a beer before. I've never
Wow.
done anything like that.
When
Never.
you-
No, never.
Man, hey,
With the
this
nuns
just-
with the giant paddles and everything.
this just
No.
popped
Okay.
a fucking like
No.
memory
God, no.
bubble in my mind. When I was in grade 11 and I was finishing high school, I did my fucking final exams like the last week of May, but I still had school until the 20th of June.
Why?
And I remember, yeah. And
That's
I went
weird.
I started going to my classes and I'm like, wait, why am I even bothering to show up? What the hell is this?
So-
And
Why
the
did
te-
you show up? You should have showed
Yeah.
up.
Well,
we
Like,
still
that's
have
your
some,
fault.
we still have some material to cover, and I'm like, "Fuck this! I'm out of here."
We had
That makes
we had
no sense.
Yeah, I want to say we had like a week or so, like a couple days after exams to just basically show up and everyone just fucked off and fucked around, like there was no real, like
Yeah.
people
Dude,
were walking
I-
through the hallways mid-class, no one gave a shit, but
Yeah, I literally
That's how
just
we
walked
did it.
around town and just fucking did nothing, and came home and told my parents that school was fun
also we had
for like
Oh my God.
15 days in a row.
we had
So-
uniforms, and that was like when people kind of just gave up entirely on the uniforms and started busting out their own clothes.
I had uniforms my elementary and middle school experience just because I went to like a school in Texas, and it was like the ugliest fucking uniforms too. It was khakis and maroon collared shirts. Ugliest shit. Ugliest shit in my life. Ugliest shit in my life. Like,
Yeah.
what do I work for? Fucking Allstate? Like, what the shit is this?
I never
then-
had the.
Yeah, and so then so then I ended up going to Illinois for high school. And so we didn't have like a dress code, but I always used to like skim the line of things that we were allowed to wear. Like I used to wear like there's like this popular Misfits lyric that says like I ain't no goddamn son of a bitch. And I used to wear a shirt in school that used to say that with the little like the little phantom, the Misfits logo kind of thing. But my senior year of high school, I ditched most of it because like you're a senior, you're checked out, you don't give a shit anymore. But my birthday is in March, and so I still had school for a little while, even before graduating. And so I ended up picking up this job as an apprentice at a tattoo shop. So I would always ditch the last half of my classes just so that I could go to the tattoo shop and like work on my apprenticeship and
Oh, that's
stuff.
awesome.
Sick.
Yeah, and but what was even more funny about this shit, and it's like super not allowed, but who gives a shit at this point? But like the on-campus cop was also like an actual cop that he would do cop duties at night, but during the day he would be like an on-campus cop. So he used to get tattooed at the shop that I worked at. So the few days that I did stick around, I would just hang out in his little like office thing, and I used to steal packs. Well, not steal because he watched me do it, but I used to take cigarettes that he confiscated from other kids out of the drawers.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and he would be like, "Hey, like, are you working at the shop today?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Oh, do you want to ride?" I'm like, "Fuck yeah, I want to ride. I don't want to walk.
The
I don't
story
wanna walk, like,
rules.
2
Skimming
miles."
off the commissary. Jesus Christ.
So wait, both of you
Yeah.
guys went to uniformed high schools?
Yeah.
No, my elementary and my middle
your
school were
elementary.
uniformed, but then my high school experience was not uniform.
So I didn't go, like everything I went to was like completely fucking laissez-faire, like do whatever. And there was like, I didn't give a shit and everyone hated uniforms, but there was like one horrible downside / upside, which you got to learn really early which of your teachers were disgusting creep pieces of shit. Like my
Oh,
history
no.
teacher that just disappeared one year in the middle of the semester. He just fucking vanished, and the staff just pretended like he had never worked there. And he was the guy always yelling at girls to like pull up their tank tops.
Okay.
You remember that?
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, no, he was summoned away back to save history. Actually, time
he just
time needed
dueled.
him. Yeah. Okay.
What?
Well, there was definitely there was rumors about teachers who disappeared from time to time in high school. We had one or two of those as well. The uniform thing, we had elementary dress codes, right? So for up to grade 6, it was like you can wear kind of whatever, but it has to be these colors. It was like white shirt, gray pants, more or less. But then in high school, not only is it a uniform, but it's a fucking scam where you have to order from this company. Top Mark produces
bullshit.
and it's like Jostens with the photos. Like they know how to they're predators that go to schools and they force you to take their photos with them, and you have to buy from this company.
What a pile of shit.
And you have to
What an
have the little
actual pile of
logo.
shit.
And like if you wore a shirt that was a white shirt but didn't have the logo, you could get in trouble for that. And like the administration would actually send you to the office to be like, hey, you're wearing a white shirt, but it's not a Top Mark shirt. And and like of course that shit was marked up and expensive. It was completely insane. But there were all kinds of ways to try and find to like circumvent what you could by
Loopholes.
like little things, right? So like almost like like Ryuji in P5 is like got the shirt underneath the uniform jacket.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you got a particular white shirt that has like I remember I had like a church shirt that was like a very thin material, so you could wear like a t-shirt underneath it and have a little bit of extra flavor with your colored shirt or whatever's going on with the white one underneath, or you'd find just different ways to kind of mix and match it here and there and show a little bit of personality within the stupid bullshit that is the uniform. And they would advertise it to parents as like, oh, it's going to teach your kids how to, whatever, have discipline, yada yada. And the whole point is to show that like, oh, if everyone has a uniform, then we don't have to worry about kids who don't have enough clothes or have to wear the same thing often. So like it kind of like lets people it doesn't allow kids to be bullied economically, right?
But the kids who have like less money to buy clothes are being forced to buy marked up pieces of shit.
Exactly. It's horseshit. It's the highest order of horseshit. The exact thing that you're claiming to be fixing, you're causing way worse.
More.
It's so
guess what?
stupid.
More.
Fuck
Jimmy's
that,
kind of
man.
poor. His family doesn't have a lot of money. Why don't you throw a bunch of paint on his uniform and just fuck his whole life up?
Yeah. No, it was
That's
awful,
bad.
man.
That's bad.
And
That's
the
really
worst
bad.
the worst narc teachers were the ones who were like looking for the fucking little stitch, the little logo that said TM, Anyway.
The closest that we got to that, because like I said, my elementary and my middle, we had same kind of bullshit where we had to buy all of our clothes from like a really specific place because that's where like they fit the criteria. But in high school, we didn't have a dress code except for gym class. So gym class
Right.
specifically, we
Yeah.
had to get the specific branded gym shorts and gym
Really?
shirts. of like our school, like our high school, like name and bullshit like that. But also same thing, we had to go to a special store in the in the city to buy that, and the uniforms are always like $50 or something, and they always said like you have to buy like 2 or 3 because you have to wear
You're
this
gonna
like
sweat,
every day of the
kids.
week, like you have to buy a bunch, so it's like $150 minimum for fucking gym clothes.
Yeah.
Like,
And speaking of sweat, by the way, so I have an older brother. So guess who had to fucking recycle some of those uniforms,
oh no,
handing down when the time came? You know,
I have
like
so much disdain
Man,
for fucking
you
like
saying-
hand-me-downs.
Dude, you saying that out loud just unlocked a series of awful memories with my brother. But they're not the ones you think they are.
What are they then? What does that mean?
So, Gene, if you don't know, my half brother and I don't get along because he's
Okay.
like a piece of shit scumbag criminal.
Oh, that's me with my 2 sisters. I can't stand them. Right.
But like, I think back to these moments where maybe mom and dad could have mitigated that a little bit. Because I never wore a single hand-me-down for my brother because my mom didn't like any of his clothes because they were not nice enough for her boy. So my older sister would give hand-me-downs to my brother if it was appropriate, but I would get a brand new thing because mom wanted me to get a brand new thing.
If that is not getting your children to hate each other, I don't know what the fuck.
Because like,
no.
So you ever have this moment?
There was
where you
no
look
shot.
back
It never had a
and
shot.
The memory unlocks.
Oh my God.
And you understand, and you look back to a childhood memory, and you're like, oh, I see it now.
Fucking Matilda, Harry Potter. Like,
Okay.
just
So when
I'm still in shock. I'm sorry. I'm still like, what the fuck?
I may be responsible for my brother's descent into crime. I'm now thinking about it. I might remember the flashpoint moment where it all went wrong, where we were driving somewhere and I was 7 and he was 11. And we were moving from Verdun to Chateauguay. So shithole to weird suburb, right? And we had gone to a store to get me like a bedroom set, like a desk and like a bureau, right? And like a bed frame because I was going to have a new room because I wasn't going to be sharing a room anymore.
Right.
And my brother asked, hey, how come Pat gets all new furniture? And my 7-year-old ass looked at him and opened my mouth and said, it's because they love me more than you.
Pat! Pat!
And the car like exploded.
Pat.
dude.
Pat.
Dude.
Pat.
Dude, I never.
Pat. Why are you a little asshole?
Like you.
Why are you a little cock?
Here's the problem. Here's the real problem. Is that I was a young child.
Oh my God.
And didn't understand that was not something that I was supposed to do because it was really obvious. It was really obvious.
This has to be.
My sister knew it. My sister's the only person who didn't get mad at me.
Dude.
Because she was like, yeah, no, they do.
When you say unlocked, like this has to be unlocked because this is you've never brought any of this up before. That's crazy.
I can't.
That's insane.
I can't.
Oh, it's fuck. There was never a shot. There was never a shot. That's fine. Yeah. Okay.
Because like I remember after that, my mom and dad just like totally fumbled it.
I can't.
They were like, "Oh no, of course not."
I can't. I can't. I'm having a crisis. I can't.
That's man. Okay. All right. Dynamic established. Got it. Yeah. Dude, that is what you call the smallest domino. Like straight up.
Oh man.
Fuck. All right.
Your tiny little grubby finger just went.
I was a little child. I didn't know any better.
You were 7. You should have known to be
polite. Kids say the realest things apparently.
That's true.
No, hold on. I
true.
couldn't have been 7 because I was 7 in grade 2.
Okay.
And this is when we were moving, so I was 5.
Oh, okay. That's not so bad. Okay.
Yeah.
Like it's still bad, but like no, you didn't know. You didn't know.
And
But
you're moving
oh my god.
you're moving from Kaled to Liurnia,
Yeah. Well, the
ostensibly.
problem, no, the problem, Sheena, was that I did know. That was the real
Yeah.
problem.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Let's
Okay.
Oh man.
see if you can follow this upgrade tree to its to whatever conclusions, you know. But damn.
But this all makes a lot of sense now too. We made a lot of sense with Wooly, and now we've made a lot of sense with Pat
Yeah.
now too.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
already
You know, like-
stealing bikes and getting into fights at school by that point. So I mean,
Okay, well that's a good question. When did you guys
Well,
ever get
maybe
physical
mom's
altercations
love
in
is
school, and
under
at
the
what
bike
age?
seat, Pat. Maybe it can be found behind this chocolate bar at the corner store. All right. Anyways, hey.
sorry, Sheena, what was
Hey.
your question about physical altercations?
No, I was gonna say, okay, so because you brought it up, did you ever like, and obviously Pat, we know, but did you guys ever have an altercation in school, like like a proper fist fight, and at what age? What
My
was
brother
Oh.
and I never went to the same school.
But you didn't fight any other kids?
Oh
fight
no, I fought a lot of other kids.
What
Yeah.
was your first fight? And what grade? What grade? How old were you?
Kindergarten.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
You were an angry little
So
child.
Sheena, you met me. You stood next to me. I'm like the shortest man you've ever seen in your life,
true.
right?
Yes. That's
So
true.
like everyone would want to pick on me.
That's true.
So I would have to try and defend myself, and I often did a really bad job. But yeah, no, I got into fights constantly throughout all the way out to until I went to college.
Okay. I like the three of us when we stand together, by the way, talking
real
about height
bad.
really quick, because we're like a little like phone signal bar thing.
Oh,
where
the-
Pat's at
the-
bottom and
the-
I'm in the middle.
Oh, see, I
the
was
Wi-Fi
thinking of
signal.
a piano
Oh, okay.
Oh, that works.
Sure.
with
Okay.
the black key that's in the middle at the top.
The ebonies and but those are usually
Yeah.
shorter up to. Anyways,
That's true. That's true.
but you know what? I am sharp though, so you know I'll take that.
Hey.
Ah,
The
all right, that's good.
no, for in high school, yeah, had a couple fights. The like for the most part, a lot of the time, so like I had friends that were, you know, I'd play like D&D with and stuff, kids from like, you know, the gaming side and like some of the nerdy groups and stuff, and they would get picked on by like this shit group, and like I would get into fights with the bullies of that group that would come at
Hey,
my nerdier friends,
you, man.
you know, and that was kind of like that was the majority of what they were. There were like one or two random ones with people that weren't a part of that like happened. One time someone just pegged an apple through the air on the soccer field, and it landed square in the nuts, like on me on the other side. And it's like,
my-
and yeah, shit, just random shit, random
That's
shit's gonna
so
pop
random.
off. Exactly.
Yeah.
That was
That's
you.
so fucking
That was
random.
you. Literally threw a lawn dart, and like, oh, you started one. Okay. But for the most part, yeah, I had a couple of those.
That's a way better version of that story than mine. I mean, I told you, but like back in the day, like the fisticuffs I was getting into would often involve electricity, fire, and cars.
There were stage accessories and and shit going on.
You know what?
Corey
I can't.
Sexton tried to run me over with his fucking car when I was walking to school. That fucking psycho.
You're short enough that it would have just went clean over you though. Like, what's the issue?
And she's on the board. All right. Yeah. No, we had
I'm never allowed on this podcast ever again.
we had as well, like there was a point, and it wasn't really fighting as much as just like bored kids at church, where we ran a bit of a fight club in the basement for a while.
That's godly.
okay.
That's closer to the Lord right there.
We were really bored, and it was taking really long for the sun to
Holy
set.
shit.
So
Yeah.
I remember me, my crazy cousin, two of the other church kids that we were with, and like another dude that was from one of the other churches. We basically just had like some kind of boxing like rounds that we were doing, and it was pretty much just like boxing, body shots, grappling, no face shots, and just do that until 8:30 and then we can get the fuck out of here. But we're trapped, so we might as well just box in a church basement for a while. You know?
That's so fucking fascinating because I had a little bit of both of you guys growing up in terms of like my fighting bullshit because like just like Pat, but for a different reason, I got bullied constantly because of my albinism, and I grew up in a, you know, I'm full-blooded Hispanic, and like I grew up in a like 90% Hispanic, you know, like community and stuff like that. And so I got picked on constantly, right? And so like my first fist fight is where it was sort of a weapon, but sort of not. And I was like in 5th grade, and like some little girl kept, no, it wasn't fifth. Was it 5th grade? I think it was like 4th or 5th grade. But like some little girl was just like pulling my hair, and I was like, please stop. And then she like yanked on it again real hard, like tilted my head. And I'm like, please stop. And then the third, and I'm like being like a little psycho, and I'm being calm about it, even though it hurts. And she does it like a 3rd time, and I'm like, okay. And I like grabbed her by her fucking face, and I just slammed her head into onto a brick wall that she was like standing like against.
So much worse.
Real hard, like boom, boom, like twice.
QTE.
And then, like,
Oh, this rules.
Wow.
I warned her 3 fucking times.
Yeah,
Dude, like,
heat action. Jesus Christ.
Dude.
Yeah,
And
okay.
So it's just like, so we got to do a lot of fights, but then in middle school, this is where the Woolie part comes in. So in middle school, a lot of us discovered like professional wrestling, but at the time we're little and we don't know that wrestling is fake, right? So it's kind of the similar thing where, except it wasn't boxing, but we would do like professional wrestling moves and stuff like that. But like because we grew up like super like poor, we just did it like in the street. In like the middle of the street, in between like people's like houses and stuff like that. But I was like in constant fights like all throughout like my years of just like relentless like bullying, even like in high school and stuff. Like it was just, so it's so funny that I am like the middle mix between you two.
And hey, now we get the last laugh talking about video games on the internet.
We love to see it.
To success. And
success.
and Pat, you get to sleep in a race car with your wife.
Yeah. Oh man. So, like, you don't want to hear something funny? I at one point looked up like the worst shithead I ever knew in high school. I'm like, what are they doing?
Oh, where are they now? Yeah.
Realtor.
Yeah. Okay.
A realtor. Oh shit.
Man, it's like tailor made for shitheads.
That's true. That is
Every
true.
realtor is a fucking piece of shit. Like, oh man, selling the house, buying a house. Oh my God, they're fucking so awful.
That's true.
Yeah, I feel well. I haven't really done too much like where are they nows with Facebook or such. I think there was supposed to be like a reunion at some point, but I don't think it ever really got together.
I know at least one guy I knew in high school that didn't like bully me, but he was a dickhead. I saw him on the street many years later begging me for money for crack because he got kicked out of the police academy.
Oh!
He got kicked out of the police academy for being a drug addict. And he's like, hey, Pat, remember me? Remember we went to school? Do you have any money? I'm like, I don't know who you are. Get away from me.
Wow. Dude, that's a scene in the movie, man. That one's in the screenplay. That's nuts.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he looked like he got kicked out of the police academy for being a drug addict.
I can't wait to watch the Pat screenplay.
He had the whole fucking look and the thinness and the rags and shit.
Talk about a fucking 180 though, like from the one to the other. That's some like rickety cricket shit. You know?
It really is.
Not really, because he was doing drugs in high school.
Yeah,
he would show up to his class high.
Okay, so what we would have been a training day waiting to happen then.
Yeah,
yeah. One of those cops, right? Okay, well, all's well that ends well, I fucking suppose. Jesus.
I suppose.
Oh, that guy's probably dead.
But Pat came out on top for once, so we love to see it.
I'm small. Oh.
I'm small too. You know, I'm small too. I'm only like 2 inches taller than you. I'm also.
Oh, the proportions are so off, and it's not because of your tiny little Chernobyl baby legs.
I like
That's
that you've
fair.
adopted my nomenclature from years ago.
Dude, it hurt my feelings so
It-
bad.
it scarred. I dropped that. I threw that at him once on a bus when
Was that like 20 years ago?
20 years ago,
Oh
we
my
sat on a
God.
bus side by side, and I was so fucked up because when we sat down, we were actually eye level and shoulder
Eye.
level, and I was like, I don't understand, and it was like, oh, the proportions are not the same. Our body length is the same.
You have a full extra foot on your legs.
So I threw that one out, and the damage was so was so severe that it has persisted to this day. Oh,
That's so
Yeah,
fucked up,
yeah.
Woolie. You're
Well-
so mean, Woolie.
I just
You know, Wooly,
y- y-
I'm gonna put you on blast here.
Do it.
The meanest thing you ever said to me in the whole time we've known each other, because we were talking about dating girls 19 years ago, and you were like, I don't get what the problem is. I'm like, Wooly, I'm fucking 5'0". Girls don't like short guys, and you're like, it can't be that hard. And then you went away and came back 3 weeks later, and you went, hey Pat, I want to apologize. I hung out with some girls and I asked them, and they were like, ew, short guys. I didn't know. I'm so
did not
sorry.
happen. That did
And
not
I
happen.
completely lost it. I started swearing and calling you every name I could think. I was so fucking mad. This condescending fucking shit.
I didn't know. I didn't know. I went and
That did not happen.
Did I
No,
not?
It did happen.
but did I not go and find out and then bring back the updated information? What
Oh,
like
fuck.
I
Oh my
learned.
God.
I learned. All right? How are we supposed to grow if not to to go out and find out?
I see what you're saying with growing.
Okay.
Oh my God. Okay, so
I
but
wasn't
not- so-
just this week. Wasn't there the comic that's like
5'10" guy
5'10" guy and his 5'10"
girlfriend.
girlfriend, and like 5'10" guy is like this little like sheepy little and the 5'10" girlfriend is like super tall and and like sleek, Oh man, yes,
my God.
yes.
Okay, but on the opposite spectrum of it, right? Like Wooly, I have like I struggle with like this like identity, right, of people not knowing that I'm Hispanic because everybody always defaults to being like white, right? So a lot of people like to play this joke with me, right, where they ask people when they first meet me, like, hey, what like race, like what do you think Sheena is, like, do you think she's like what, blah blah blah. And I won't say who did this, but someone did that when they introduced me to Wooly. And then the person was like hyping him up, being like, you're not going to guess it. You're not going to guess it. Right. And this was like the most valid I ever felt in my life. So in the pure opposite, Wooly looks at me and he just kind of is like, He's looking at me and he's just like, you're Mexican. And I was like, huh?
Well, yeah.
How did you, what? How did you know that? And he was like, well, look at your like cheekbones. You have like really high cheekbones, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh my God, this dude gets me. Holy
Sick.
shit. Yeah. So
Dope.
the
I'm
opposite,
sitting here and I'm
like,
thinking like that's not even the way that I would come to the same answer. The question by itself means that you're not white.
yeah, but
Like if you're gonna like it's you're very pale, so obviously you're expecting the person to say, oh, she's
Stop
white.
calling
No.
me measurehead. Y'all need to y'all chill the fuck out. I'll yeah. That
so we got two opposite sides of
happens.
the
All right.
Wooly
Sure.
coin. It's either he's a fucking dick to you and makes fun of you for being like 4'5", or he totally validates who you are. as a
He's
person.
racially sensitive, but he's not empathetic to the tiny people for their tininess.
He does not like short kings. Confirmed, does not like short kings.
short king ally actually. I'll have you know. But we all have our blind spots, and we try to work on them. Some of mine happen to be just below the horizon.
Bro, I saw a nightmare video that is haunting me. Okay, it was this black lady on TikTok who she's 5'2", so I'm like, oh, that's me. And her boyfriend's 6'3", so she put a fucking she put her phone on like her fireplace and recorded herself talking to it. And it looks like you're talking to it. Is that what it looks like? I look like a little child.
Oh, just the
Oh my
angle
God!
of oh,
Yeah.
okay, right, the tilt. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Ooh.
And she did all sorts of things, like she got mad and she
Oh my God.
pretended to be
Oh
yelling,
my God.
and it's just like, oh my God, oh my God, it's so ridiculous. No wonder the
Mm,
talls laugh. The
the
world is
the
hilarious.
talls. God. All right. Um you know what? I've many a time thrown under the bus as well that fucking coward we went to school with who like went out with a super cool girl that was tall and eventually like just broke her heart and dumped her because
Oh, that was so fucking
because
lame.
he was just too insecure and couldn't
Oh
handle
my
it.
God.
And we just roasted his ass for
I
eternity
remember
on that
sitting
one.
there going, I've never dated anyone that wasn't substantially taller than me, because let's be honest, the statistics don't work. And I'm like, what is the problem?
And then
The girl's just a little up here.
and then you get the dynamic and it's awesome. Don't be a fucking coward.
They can help you reach things on shelves.
You get
There's things
uppies.
in my kitchen.
Great.
There's things in my kitchen Paige has to get. There are cups. Like at the back. I can't get them. Paige has to get them.
She's offering uppies right now. You can get some
Right
uppies.
now. I love tall women, dude. Like I love tall women. I don't know how people could be so insecure about it, really. I don't know. The idea of me hugging a tall lady and my face is directly in her boobies.
There you
That's
go.
great. That's great. Why are you gonna be insecure about that?
ain't bad.
Like that it's not bad, you know, but like I've definitely dated dudes Pat's height. But I've also dated dudes and like chicks and stuff. Also, like the tallest person I ever dated was 6'7", and
That's pretty fucking tall.
And I sit at like 5'3", so that was like the tallest. And then the shortest I dated is somebody was like either like 4'11" or a 5 even clean, and that was a
4'11".
dude,
You
by
could
the way,
just-
Pat.
that's
And that was
all.
a dude.
Like,
Yeah, but yeah, that's
6'7",
tall though.
you could
That
just be
tall
like-
is ridiculous.
You could just
yeah.
pilot a mecha. Just go on the shoulders and like you're.
I did listen. I
That's
did get the
nuts.
uppies one time when I got too drunk and
There
they
you
had to
go.
carry me up the stairs one time, so that was cool.
Uh,
So that was cool.
Sick.